Hi everyone, my name is Leanne and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome, hello, my name is Leanne, I talk about books. Hit the subscribe button, stick around, you might have a good time. I've got a ring light now, fairly decent production value. I love this. I don't know why it's taken me so long to invest in one. Like, look, you can have different kinds of light. I'm gonna stick to this one for now, but let me know if you have any lighting preferences, I don't know. Anyway, today I'm bringing you my TBR for Simon Savage's book Hibernation. Now, I'm sure you all know Simon's channel, but if for some bizarre reason you don't, I will leave it linked down below in the description for you to check out. This readathon has come at the perfect time for me and I've decided to participate very last minute. I am uploading and filming this in the same day, which I never do. I'm reluctant to say reading slump, but I think I've lost a bit of my reading mojo in the past couple of months just because, you know, the world. And my mind just kind of hasn't been focused on reading, which is fine, but I would prefer if it was. So I'm hoping this week will be a little bit of gentle encouragement for myself to get back into reading. Simon has set a number of reading prompts and they are exactly the kind of reading prompts that I love because they're not too difficult to find books to fit, but you do have to do a little bit of looking at your TBR to try and find them, and it maybe encourages you to pick up books that have maybe been sat on your shelf for a little while, and not that the prompt gives you an excuse to read them, but it's kind of like it puts a book in your priorities that maybe would have gradually slipped down your priority list and then it's maybe on your TBR for 3 years. Or maybe that's just me. Anyway, on with the prompts. The first reading prompt is to read a book that has a red cover. Now, Simon mentioned in his TBR video that he felt like he was doing a bit of sucking up to himself by also picking a book that had the word red in the title. Oh boy, I'm doing some real sucking up. This is What Red Was by Rosie Price. Now let's unpick all of the redness that's going on. I mean, first of all, the cover. This is the proof, by the way, but the finished cover is also very red. Red is, of course, in the title. The author is called Rosie Price. Rosie, type of red. And also it has red sprayed edges. So, I don't know too much about this book. I know it is about the university friendship between a young man and a young woman, and I think this novel deals with sexual assault. I'm feeling sort of okay mentally at the moment, so I feel comfortable reading about that kind of thing, and I've heard a lot of really positive thoughts about this one. Next, I'm going to be combining two prompts. So one of the prompts is to read a book that is set in either a really hot place or a really cold place, and another prompt is to read a book based somewhere that you would like to go on holiday. I'm going to be reading Love After Love by Ingrid Prasad. Actually, I'm going to be listening to this one because I have it on audiobook. This one is set in Trinidad and it follows the family dynamic in a bit of an odd household. So we have a mother and a daughter and also their lodger. It's a bit of an unexpected family, but they make it work. Until one night, a big secret comes out. And that is a hook that I love. The next prompt is to read a book that has a sun or summer somewhere in the title, or the sun on a cover, something in that realm. And I'm going to be reading Sunny Side Up by Susan Cowman. Now, this is one of those books where, like I spoke about at the start of the video, I maybe would have put off reading this for quite a long time if this particular prompt hadn't been so suitable for this book. If you don't know, Susan Cowman is a Scottish comedian. I really love her comedy. I read her previous book. I can't remember what her previous book was called, but I do have a copy, and it was exactly what I needed at the time, and I feel like her first book was about depression and anxiety, and I felt like the way she experienced those things were quite similar to the way I've experienced them in the past. This is a book about kindness and joy, and I think it will kind of offer me a similar kind of comfort that the first book did. I also really loved Susan Cowman on Strictly Come Dancing a few years ago. It's not something that really comes up on this channel a lot, but I love Strictly Come Dancing. It's like one of my favourite shows of all time. Actually, what's happening with Strictly this year? Is it being it can't be cancelled? Surely not. You can't cancel Strictly. Anyway, I think if you're reading a lot of books in 1 week, it's good to mix up the style of books as well, so I'm really glad to have a non-fiction book in the mix as well. Those are like the main prompts, but Simon does have some extra bonus prompts that you can do if you would like to. Some of them are like nice little activities that you can do rather than like specific book prompts. One of those is to read for a certain amount of hours within that week-long period. So I guess the standard one is like 24 hours. I don't think I'm going to make a conscious effort to achieve this, but it would be nice if it happened. And the other prompt is to take a photo of one of your favorite summer reading places. There are 2 extra reading prompts as well. The first of those is to read a book that you meant to read in the first half of 2020. I don't think this has to be a book that came out in 2020, Or at least I hope it doesn't, because this book did not come out in 2020. But I have chosen P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, which is the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. I read the first book a couple of years ago and was really pleasantly surprised by it and really loved the movie. And I was so excited for the sequel to come out on Netflix, and I thought I would definitely like read the book the week before the film came out and then watch the film, and I did not do that, and I still haven't seen the film. This is just a really lovely YA contemporary fluffy romance. And you know, sometimes when there's a lot going on in the old brain, you need some light and fluffy. And the final prompt is to read a book that has an animal that you associate with summer on the cover. Now, I've not gone for an animal as such, it's a creature. But I'm going to be reading Here is the Beehive by Sarah Crossan, which has a very small bee on it. But bees are really summery. I definitely associate summer with bees, so here we are. Sarah Crossan is best known as a YA writer. I've read quite a few of her books before, my favourite being One, which is a story about conjoined twins, and I think that's the book she's probably most well known for her, but Here's the Beehive is her adult fiction debut. I'm really excited to read this one. All I know is that it's about an affair, and I'm pretty sure that, like her YA novels, this is written in verse as well, which I adore. So there we have it. This is my TBR plus the couple of books that I'll be reading digitally. Let me know in a comment down below if you're participating in the book hibernation. What did you choose for these prompts? Have you read any of the books that I'm going to be reading? Let me know what you thought of them. Hopefully this will be the thing to gently encourage me out of my reading funk. Anyways, that's all from me today. I hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you in my next video.